Hi, welcome to Yoga with Liza, week 4 or class 104, depending on how we look at it. And so, with bringing, I have a chair tonight as a prop if you choose to come in with a prop. I'm going to send out a couple quick invites of people who said they were coming tonight. And tonight's class is a workshop about heads and pressure in our head, intracranial pressure. Um, I have several, I know many people who have had some type of head trauma in their life. And so, with that being said, all right. And when I say head trauma, I'm including people who have concussion syndrome, football players, people who have had full blown strokes, people who have had aneurysms in their head, um, people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are not typically people that we would think about with issues with pressure in our heads. However, there are certain forms of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's where there's what they call Lewy bodies, which are these formations of fluid in the brain. And so the Lewy bodies are going to put pressure on the brain. So the skull is hard and it does not expand or contract naturally. So if there's something within the brain that's causing pressure, a tumor, a cyst, an aneurysm, bleeding, a Lewy body, um, and things that I may not even be aware of, that's going to cause pressure within the skull cap. And some of those things, like the Lewy bodies, there's really not a whole lot that um, our medical system, as of right now, can do about those. So, those are all conditions where you would not want to increase the pressure in your head while exercising. Other things to consider: people with glaucoma, pressure in the eyes, people who have had retinal tears or detachments also want to be mindful about increasing the pressure in their eyes, their head. Um, Somebody who has high blood pressure needs to be mindful about increasing the pressure within the whole body system, including the head. So, and I'm sure that there's conditions or chronic things or things that you would be recovering from. People with cerebral palsy. Um, Cerebral palsy is basically a stroke at birth or just before birth. Um, so, people with cerebral palsy would also want to be mindful about causing increased pressure in the head or the whole body. And so this past week, it came to my attention that several other people um, that I knew within the yoga community that I've been a part of now for many, many years has also had a small stroke. And so, and many people, even my kid's dog has is status post traumatic brain injury. So status post meaning recovering from. And so I thought, this really is something that many, many people maybe need to be concerned about and maybe aren't aware of in their yoga practice. So I know when I teach, especially when I do wide leg forward fold, I will say, if you have any condition where you don't want to increase the pressure in your head, to hold halfway with a flat back. And really, and I say that because I hold that forward fold typically for a good 10 breaths, a full minute plus. And so that's a long time to be in an inversion. Inversions will increase the pressure in our head. So, and Cindy may laugh at this with me, Laura Gasparis is a nurse educator who taught classes to study for our certification boards of specialties for intensive care specialties and ER specialties. And she's a New Yorker, redhead, and she says, you have a stroke, you have this pressure building up in your head. So we bring you into the hospital, and what do? We lay you flat on the bed, which increases the pressure in your head. We put an IV in your arm, and we pump you full of D5W, which increases the pressure in your head because that fluid doesn't go into the cells, that fluid goes into the vascular system. And then you start getting restless because the pressure in your head is increasing and you're being combative. And so we put restraints on you so you don't pull your IV out. So when you're pulling that resistance against the restraints, that increases the pressure in your head and your whole total body. She says, you're better off being at home getting dehydrated and sitting in your easy chair, because then your head is up at least a 30-degree angle, which decreases the pressure in your head. Okay, so not everybody may get all of that, but for people who have had traumas, one of the things that you can do is get those little foot pedestals and put them on the head of the bed, the risers that you get at Walmart, so that you can fit storage things under your bed. And you can put those at the head of your bed and not on the feet of your bed. And that will keep your head at a 30-degree angle without giving you side bend and crooking and putting extra pressure on your hips. It is also great for draining the sinus and lymphatic system. Again, anything that I suggest tonight, check with your doctor, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, your speech therapist, whoever you may be working with that you think that these interventions may pertain with. And yes, we are going to do yoga tonight. So you can put the risers on the head of the bed, and that's a great way to help keep your head up decrease the pressure in your head if you've had any of the head traumas that I talked about earlier. Um, so, and an herb, you all know me, herbs and spices. Holy basil, Tulsa, Tulsi, is Tulsi. Holy basil is the basil that was found at the foot of the cross. All basils are great for balancing the central nervous system. Again, check with your primary or neurologist or whoever, dietitian who you may be working with. Um, Holy basil, Tulsa, balancing the central nervous system is great for the respiratory system. Um, Tea from India has a holy basil, Tulsa, rose tea. Um, Rose raises our vibration, helps with um, healing all levels of trauma, viruses, bacteria, um, and fungi. So rose is a beautiful, beautiful healer. Looking at some of the other modalities, Louise Hay, Carolyn Meese, I don't have Carolyn Meese's book, both do work with connecting body parts, certain dis-eases with emotional issues as well as the physical issues. So the closest that I found in Louise Hay's book is headaches. It says also see migraines, but that was the closest to head things in this book. And it says head issues are invalidating the self, self-criticism, and fear. And then she gives us a mantra for healing that. And her mantra for healing that is I love and approve of myself. I see myself and what I do with eyes of love. I am safe. And so all of her healing mantras are bringing us back to a state of love and self-loving ourselves, which comes back to my sign of love and happiness. And so now, again, with self-criticism, part of self-criticism for me is a lack of trust in myself. So tonight we're going to open the yoga part of this practice with the mudra for trust, and that's Luna jumping down. I've been clearing shelves and cleaning today in closets. When it's too hot to go outside in the summertime, I start cleaning out the closets. So she was up in the empty places that I had made in the closet. So out of my mudra, healing mudras, yoga hands, Sabrina Mesco, the mudra for trust. Sit with a straight back. Make a circle with your arms arched over your head. Palms are down. Women should put their right palm on top of their left. Men should put their left palm on top of the right. Press lightly the tips of the thumbs together so the thumbs are connected in the back. Keep your back straight and visualize a protective circle of energy all around you. Breathe the short, fast breath of fire while focusing on the navel. Hold the mudra and continue for a few minutes, then relax and sit still. Well, breath of fire is a warming breath and it's 100 degrees today. So I'm doing breath of fire for maybe 10 seconds. Now, bringing the arms back down. And again, another reason I'm only holding this mudra for about 10 seconds is when we bring our arms up over our head. Okay, one more time, bring your arms up. Now, all of the blood in our arms coming down into our torso. So if we have high blood pressure and we need to be mindful of the pressure in our whole system, we only want to keep our arms up over our head for 15 to 30 seconds, which is why I offer cactus arms often in poses as an alternative, because the blood is not flooding down out of our arms. There's a lateral place, and it makes less pressure in the body. It also opens our heart center, which is, for me, opening our heart allows us to come back into a place of love. So, mudra for creating trust on top of all of the above. And so, mudra of I love you, sending out new grandbaby Connor, saying hello to Henry, Wyatt, Ricky, Angelo, Jason, Jensen, James, Carson, Zenaida, Kyra, Emrys, Manny, Cora, Ava, Maya, and I'm all out of order tonight, but that's okay. Special love going out to the mom of Carson and James. She's at the University of Pennsylvania, newly diagnosed with leukemia. All of the kids and their parents, and I forgot Skylar, and Nicholas, Braylon, Harper, and whoever else, sending out prayers to all the kids. I have the world here, and I have this great little candle from the dollar store, which has actually been lit all week. So the earth that we do has been in the light all week. And we're just going to gently come into easy cross leg, whatever your version of easy cross leg looks. Your edge where you feel comfortable. And I'm sending out Reiki, love, healing energy to the world. And bringing the world back into the light. Taking my glasses off. and gently coming into the beginning of our practice. Now, if you have your blocks or your chair at home, awesome. I'm bringing my hands into heart center, and I am grateful for, I am grateful for, and I am grateful for. Inhaling, bringing our arms up overhead, bringing the arms all the way out and around. Inhaling, again bringing the arms up, maybe looking up to the ceiling, bringing the arms out and around. And one more time, inhaling up and bringing the arms out and around. Now, inversions, yes, we've mentioned. However, when we're looking up, we're closing the back of the neck, and the spinal cord is connected to the brain. And so, depending on your issue, one of the places where you may want to modify your practice is looking up with your eyes versus your whole head. And it also depends at what stage of healing you are with whatever condition. So, looking up to your edge, open and close the mouth. Close the mouth and swallow. Bringing the chin back to chest. Coming back to center. Now again, when we bring the chin to the right, towards that right shoulder, depending on our brain pressure and our head issue, we may need to curtail how far, modify how far we turn our head. And you will feel what is right for you. Coming back to center. Now, as we bring our knees into our chest, gently give ourselves a hug. Gently put the foot in front, behind, and behind in front. And again, bring ourselves palms up, palms down, scan through the body. Inhale, palms up. Feel how we connect with the universe around us. Coming back into center. So as we bring the chin to one side, now as we start to come into the twist, so considerations in how deep to twist. If we have high blood pressure, twisting will increase our blood pressure. Crossing our legs increases our blood pressure by 10 points. So notice my legs are not crossed. Some people may choose to sit straight out in front. Now, when you cross your legs over, that's increasing your blood pressure 10 points. Uncross. As you come into the gentle twist, I'm not twisted very far here, but how deep you come into the twist is how much you increase the pressure in the body. Now, if I have high blood pressure, I don't necessarily want to increase that pressure. Maybe I have low blood pressure. Maybe one of my favorite reasons for twists is it helps wring out all of the internal organs. And I'm coming over to the other side as I'm talking. So reasons why I like to do twists is it wrings out the internal organs and helps things move on down. So we're wringing out the body and helping what no longer serves us move on out of the body. So coming back to center. Now, as we inhale our arms up and exhale forward, forward fold can be considered an inversion. Be mindful. Inversion meaning increasing pressure in the head. Seated forward fold is less than if you were standing. Walk it back up. Bring the hands back behind and inhale up, reverse tabletop. Fairly free flow. Our head is neutral with our spine. Bringing the sit bones back to the mat. Now, I'm picking up my heels. My hands come to the side. This may be my boat. Okay, I'm engaging my core. I have my heels up off the mat. So I'm working my core without creating pressure in the body. Feel the difference as you pick up your feet. Okay, we're creating a V, everything's meeting in the middle. It's core, breath. Bring the legs back in. Great big sigh. Gently rotating our head, neck around. Be mindful how deep we're doing this rotation. Bring it back around the other way. If you've had some sort of brain injury in the last month, baby circles. If it's been years, maybe your circles are larger and more normal. Come back to center. One more time, let's bring the legs back out in front. Bring the hands out in front so we can make circles with our wrists at shoulder level, circles with the arms, ankles, toes, and you can be sitting in a chair doing this also. Gently bring the arms back down, shake it out, shake out the hands. Shake them, shake them, shake them. Shake them, shake them, shake them. All right. Bring that knee in. Gentle twist. If that foot stays on that side, pressure in the body is minimal. Cross it over. Now we're crossing our legs. And you get the idea as we breathe through it. So I'm going to give options. Come on back. Uncross. Bring the left knee in. Wrap it around, toes coming up to the ceiling. Breathing into it. And this may be where you hold, this may be where you hold. And your body may be capable of coming this far, but maybe pressure wise, you're choosing to keep the gentler version. Breathing into it. Now, coming over into tabletop. And I'm bringing my hands to the mat. I'm taking that right foot back, push back through the heel. Neutral spine, blood flowing. Head is still technically above the heart. Bring the right knee in, bring the left leg back. And again, gently pushing through. Pushing the palms into the mat. Okay, I'm creating resistance. I'm creating pressure in my body. Bring that left knee back, and that's okay. Cat-cow, okay, I'm arching the spine, and these are gentle spinal movements, extensions, flexions. Okay, whenever we move a joint, and the spine is many joints connected together, which ultimately connect to the brain. So cat-cow in any pose is great for the head, and you can do teeny tiny cat-cows because this allows the spinal fluid and the cerebral fluid of the brain to balance itself out. And I'll share with you, before I realized that, I used to think, cat-cow, so what? Very, very important pose, cat-cow. And again, take it to your edge. So taking our cow deeper, if we come down onto the mat, arch the spine, we're coming into puppy. Keep the hands long. When we do extended cat and we tuck our chin, we're stretching out the shoulder area almost like downward dog. However, with our knees being bent, we're not putting that up above our head. So come back into puppy. And one more time, straighten and feel our cat arms. Now maybe you know that downward dog is someplace that you don't go. Maybe you're experimenting to see how you feel. So pick up the knees. Bear is an option in place of downward dog. Child's pose is an option. Doing your cat-cow is an option in place of downward dog. Okay, downward dog is an inversion. It's a gentle inversion. Now, as I walk my hands back, maybe I immediately come to a flat back. Okay, so I'm not in a complete inversion. If I hang and forward fold, I'm in an inversion, and the pressure in my head, my eyes, my sinuses, my ears is increasing. Knowing your body and what's right for you, flat back is an option. And then we bend our knees and we do standing cat-cow. Okay, so in a sun salutation, if you want to modify to decrease the pressure in the head, when we come up to a flat back, hold at your flat back instead of doing that forward fold. So you're just going to hold here. And then bend your knees and inhale and bring it all the way up. All the way back up to the front. And so we're not coming through a full sun salutation tonight. Tomorrow night is the new moon. And we may do one moon salutation and realize, feel the moon salutations, our head stays above our heart for the most part, unless you're coming up into Warrior 3 and you're half moon kind of a thing. So let's do one gentle moon salutation. And so as I bring my arms up overhead, okay, there is a forward fold, but you could modify and come with a flat back, and then gently come into squat. From squat, bring ourselves back, and I'm feeling my low lunge, and then bringing my knee to the mat. Now as I come into crescent arms, I'm going to crescent lunge. I'm holding cactus arms to decrease the blood flow from my arms. Exhale, bring that left foot back, gentle camel. So again, maybe only my eyes look up to the ceiling and it's just a gentle baby camel. If you're not somebody with a head issue or high blood pressure, you can come back into a full camel, but keep that hip up. Exhale as we come into wisdom pose. Instead of coming all the way to the mat, option to bring your head, your hands under your head. This keeps the spinal cord straight, decreasing the pressure buildup in the head. Some people like to use the block. I'm using less props so that as we get back out into public, okay, our wisdom pose modified together. Inhale, come back up. Gentle back bend. Bring that left foot in front. Feel our crescent lunge. Come back. We're bringing that left foot to meet the right in our squat. So if you're modifying here, you would keep a flat back and come halfway to a flat back. Keep the knees soft and inhale all the way up, leaving out the forward fold. Inhale the arms up, other side. Exhale, flat back or forward fold. Bring it all the way into squat or your version thereof. Maybe you're modifying for your knees. Many reasons to modify our practice. Bring that left foot back. Feel the lunge. Bring that left knee to the mat. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Gently bring the hands back around, bring the feet back. Come up, feel our gentle or full camel. You choose how deep you go. Exhale, hands come back behind. Maybe you keep your spine straight. Inhale back up. Gentle camel. Bring the left foot forward. Crescent lunge. Step up into our squat. Maybe you're halfway with a flat back already. Hold with the flat back or feel your forward fold if there's no head trauma issues. Roll all the way up. Bring the arms up overhead or cactus arms. Hands come back by our side, Tadasana. So, brain, head issues, ears, sinuses, balance is very, very intense. So use a chair, use a wall, whatever it is that you have available to you. And maybe you've learned to compensate already and you don't need the chair or the prop. Shift over to the left foot. Bring that right knee up, bring it out to the right. Now, gentle tree, also minimal pressure throughout the body. Bringing the deeper we come into tree, breathe. Bring that right foot back to the mat. Shift over to the left. Pick up the knee. Bring that left knee over. Bring the foot in and breathe. Bring the hands to heart center, left foot out in front. And this may be right where we hold. Maybe you straighten that left leg. Bring your arms up overhead. Okay, your arms come up. That's and creating resistance increases our blood pressure. Keeping the knee bent, our arms soft, does not increase the overall pressure in the system as much. Breathing into it. Any movement is going to create an increase in pressure. But we have to move. Bring that left foot down. Bring it over. Bring the right foot up. Moving is important no matter what is going on. Stretching, releasing that which no longer serves us out of our muscles, making room for love. Bring that right foot back to the mat. Bring the feet wide. Gently twist from side to side. Coming back to center. Pencil point. Left arm up. Maybe you keep it at cactus arms. Bend the right foot. Bring that heel in. So your choice, left arm can be by your side, but we're getting our quad stretch and pencil point. You can use the chair as a balance point. Bring that right foot down, right arm up, left foot up. Again, right arm can be at pencil point. Heel is in the gluteus. Breathing into it. Bring that left foot back to the mat. Now, modify downward dog. Another way of modifying downward dog is to use our chair. So we can bring our hands and come halfway with a flat back. And this may be head in between. This may be right where we hold. Knees are soft for a modified downward dog. Maybe we allow our head to drop between our arms. Knees are soft, elbows slightly bent. Feeling a modification of downward dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, roll it up. Gently bring that right foot forward, left foot back. Standing pyramid, square off. All right, we're modifying. We don't want to bring our head all the way below our heart. So let's bring the feet a little wider and simply bring ourselves halfway with a flat back. We're still feeling that stretch in the back of the leg. If your brain is not an issue, you can bring it down, or if you're healed enough, you can bring it down. Gently step forward. Feel our warrior 3. Maybe the arms come out in a T. Maybe you use the chair in balance. Maybe not. Level those hips off. 5, 4. Bring that left foot back to meet the right. Gently release out. So as we come from side to side, okay, twisting again, right? We're increasing the pressure. So if I take my right hand across the body and I reach up, I'm getting a lateral stretch without the twist, and the pressure in my head and body is not increasing as much. Bring that right foot down, left hand comes up. Again, getting that stretch. Keeping our pressure down. Gently come back around. Left foot forward, right foot back. Feel our standing pyramid. Gently feel that stretch as we hinge forward. And we're flat, halfway flat back. And again, pick it up and come flat back. Bring the right foot down, bend our knees, feel our chair. Maybe you sit in the chair versus feeling your standing chair. Inhale, bring it up. All right, right foot forward, left foot back, warrior one. Square off the hips, arms up overhead, looking up. All right, how do we back it off a little bit? Bring our head back to neutral and come back into cactus arms. Less pressure in the head. Our legs are still getting the stretch. Our heart space is opening. Bring it in together. Step forward. Left foot forward. Right foot back. Square it off. Gently inhale. Bring it up. Arms come down. Takes the pressure off. You choose the intensity of your practice. Exhale, bring it back up. All right, wide leg squat. Our head's up, right? It does increase pressure in the body in the squat. However, this is a stretch that the body so needs. Butterfly, however you look at it. Bring our knees back down to the mat. Now, coming onto our back, as soon as we lay flat, that creates pressure in the brain. So for tonight's purposes, we're going to come into a restorative Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have your bolster and your blocks, and I'll pause here because this is, bring the blocks in. If you don't have a bolster and your blocks, fold up a couple blankets, and fold one up so that you're, making the headpiece, and then, put a couple blankets on top so that when you come back into, you can fold it up with the blankets. And I'm coming over here and I'm just going to grab my bolster. However, you can build it up with the blankets so that your head's at a 30-degree angle. And so this version of Supta Baddha Konasana is good for people with head traumas because we're keeping our head up at that 30-degree angle and the soles of the feet come in together. Now maybe you take your other blanket under your knees, maybe you use your bolster so that your knees are supported. And we're going to bring our palms up if you choose. And one of the modifications of my practice is I've been bringing my palms down and connecting with the earth to feel grounded. And because there's so much going on out in the world so I don't feel the chaos. If I bring my palms down to the earth and I can come within and feel the calm. And maybe you choose to keep your knees out. Maybe for an even gentler version, you can simply bring your legs straight out and come into this meditation piece and allow the body. Now, if another option would be to be on your left side and your head propped up slightly, that would also relieve the pressure from your head. Now, if you haven't already straightened your legs out, feel free to do so. Maybe you choose to come flat on the mat because that's part of your practice. I'm gently beaming some Reiki energy out across. If you wish the energy to pass you by, simply ask it to pass you by, and it will. Wherever you are, gently deepening your breath. Gently wiggling your fingers and toes. Stretching the arms up overhead. Bringing our hands back. Bringing our knees up. Gently, as we roll over, bring ourselves up into seated. Palms to the knees, shoulders back and down. Scanning through the body. Bringing the left hand to the belly button, the right hand up. Mudra for releasing fear. Gentle, easy breath. Letting go of that which no longer serves us. Making room for that which does, the love. Bringing our hands to heart center. May the light within me salute the light within you. And when we are at this place, we are all the same. Namaste. Be happy, safe, and healthy until we meet again. I will be here next week. I'm thinking gentle restore about 8 o'clock. I have my grandchildren next weekend, so I'm going to need gentle restore. Thank you all for coming out. Wendy, good to see you. Ethel, Cindy, and whoever else is out there that I can't see, thank you for coming, and I will see you soon.